Have you ever walked away from someone feeling completely hollow? As if your kindness was a map they used just to find your weakest spots? If you felt this, I want you to know, it's not your fault. It's the result of a very specific and often painful psychological dance. Today, we're going to talk about something heavy. Why people with the biggest hearts are often the ones who get targeted the most. We're looking at what's actually happening in the mind and the brain when a narcissist meets an empath. It's time to turn that confusion into clarity. Get ready for some groundbreaking insights that will empower you. Let's talk about empathy for a moment. It's more than just being nice. It's like having an emotional Wi-Fi. You're constantly picking up the signals, the pains, and the joys of the people around you, even when they don't say a word. It's a superpower that lets us build bridges where there were only walls. It's what makes us truly human, driving us to help a stranger or comfort a friend. But as beautiful as that bridge is, it can also be a way for the wrong person to walk right into your heart and cause damage. However, like any powerful gift, empathy can also become a vulnerability. This happens when it is misdirected or, worse, intentionally exploited. In the hands of someone who lacks moral compass or genuine concern for others, your open heart and willingness to understand can be turned into a tool for manipulation, control, and exploitation. This is where the dark interplay between narcissism and empathy truly begins to reveal its insidious nature, creating a perilous landscape for those with generous spirits. This brings us to the core of our discussion. Now, look at the other side. The narcissist. To them, other people aren't really people with their own dreams and hurts. It's more like everyone else is an appliance, a tool to make their life easier. They have this internal void that they're constantly trying to fill with attention and praise. Because they don't feel that heart-to-heart connection, they don't see a partner or a friend. They see a source of fuel. They feel entitled to your energy, your time, and your love, without ever feeling the need to give any of it back. This leads directly to the concept of narcissistic supply, a crucial term in understanding their behavior. Narcissistic supply refers to the external validation, attention, admiration, or any form of emotional energy they extract from others to regulate their fragile self-esteem and maintain their grandiose self-image. It's their emotional fuel, and without a constant influx of this supply, their carefully constructed facade begins to crack, revealing the deep insecurity beneath. An empathic person, with their open heart, generous spirit, and innate desire to help and connect, becomes an almost irresistible source of this vital supply for a narcissist. Your willingness to listen, your desire to understand, and your genuine compassion are exactly what they crave and, tragically, what they will systematically exploit. You possess the very emotional currency they desperately need but cannot generate internally, making you their perfect, albeit unwilling, target. The manipulation often begins subtly, with what is known as love bombing. This phase is intense and intoxicating. It is designed to quickly create a deep emotional connection. You are made to feel special, understood, and deeply cherished. They mirror your interests, lavish you with praise, and seem to instantly understand your deepest desires and dreams. It feels like meeting your soulmate, an overwhelming connection that sweeps you off your feet and blinds you to any potential red flags. This rapid, intense bond establishes a powerful emotional foundation, making you incredibly vulnerable to their subsequent maneuvers. You're invested, deeply connected, and already have a strong sense of loyalty to this person who seem to instantly fulfill all your unmet needs. This early stage is crucial for the narcissist, as it ensures you're less likely to question their motives or behavior once the cracks in their facade inevitably begin to show, trapping you in their web. Once they feel they have you hooked, a subtle but significant shift occurs. The devaluation phase begins, often gradually and imperceptibly at first. They start to undermine your self-esteem, question your perceptions, and subtly criticize your personality, achievements, or even your very essence. This isn't about constructive feedback. It's about chipping away at your confidence and making you more dependent on their validation, which they now sparingly provide. One of their most potent tools in this devaluation process is gaslighting. This insidious form of manipulation makes you doubt your own memories, perceptions, and sanity. They might deny things they clearly said or did, twist events to make you seem irrational, or accuse you of imagining things. The goal is to make you question your own mind. Your sense of reality slowly erodes. Eventually, you become reliant on their version of events, leaving you isolated within the relationship. Another key tactic is playing the victim, leveraging your innate desire to help and fix problems. Narcissists are masters of crafting narratives where they are the perpetually wronged party, constantly suffering at the hands of others or unfortunate circumstances. They will skillfully paint themselves as vulnerable, misunderstood, or unfairly targeted. Knowing your empathic nature will compel you to rush to their aid, offer comfort, and provide unwavering support, often at your own expense. This poor me act is incredibly effective because it taps directly into your compassion and protective instincts. You see their pain, real or manufactured, and your immediate impulse is to soothe it, to solve their problems, and to make them feel better. This dynamic binds you to them, creating a rescuer-victim dynamic where you're constantly expending emotional energy trying to heal their wounds, while they offer nothing but further emotional demands in return. Furthermore, projection is a common defense mechanism employed by narcissists, but it also serves as a potent manipulative tool. They attribute their own negative traits, shortcomings, and unacceptable behaviors onto you. If they are lying, they accuse you of being dishonest. If they are angry, they claim you are the one filled with rage. This deflects accountability and further confuses you, making you internalize their flaws and feel undeserved guilt or shame. Scientifically, our understanding of these dynamics is deepening. Research into attachment theory reveals how early childhood experiences shape our relationship patterns, making some individuals more susceptible to forming trauma bonds in later life. Those with anxious or disorganized attachment styles, often stemming from inconsistent caregiving, may unknowingly seek out intense, unpredictable relationships that mirror their early experiences, trapping them in cycles of abuse. The role of oxytocin, often called the love hormone or bonding hormone, is fascinatingly twisted in these abusive dynamics. While oxytocin typically fosters trust and attachment in healthy relationships, in contexts of intermittent abuse and reward, it can paradoxically strengthen trauma bonds. The intense highs of love bombing, followed by periods of devaluation, can create an addictive cycle that floods the brain with chemicals, making it incredibly difficult to disengage. Science actually backs this up. Brain scans show that in people with high narcissistic traits, the empathy circuit, parts like the prefrontal cortex, doesn't light up the way yours does. They might understand your pain intellectually, that's cognitive empathy, but they don't feel it. They can see you're crying and know exactly why, but they don't feel that tug at the heartstrings that would make a normal person stop and comfort you. This is why they can be so precise when they hurt you. They're playing a game of chess while you're playing a game of hearts. The entire relationship often follows a predictable, devastating cycle: idealization, devaluation, and eventual discard. Your empathy is targeted throughout. In the idealization phase, it's used to draw you in. In the devaluation phase, it's exploited to keep you trying harder, to fix things. And in the discard phase, your empathy is discarded along with you, leaving you bewildered and heartbroken, wondering what went wrong with your genuine intentions. The emotional toll on an empathic individual entangled with a narcissist is immense. Constant manipulation, gaslighting, and emotional abuse lead to chronic stress, anxiety, and depression. You feel perpetually drained, experiencing what is often described as empathic burnout. Your energy reserves are depleted, your joy diminishes, And you may find yourself struggling with basic daily functions, exhausted by the relentless demands and emotional turmoil. Beyond the exhaustion, there's a profound erosion of self-worth. Over time, the narcissist's constant criticism, blame shifting, and projection make you question your own value, your beliefs, and even your identity. You start believing their distorted narrative, internalizing their negative perceptions, and losing touch with who you truly are. This self-doubt is a powerful tool for them, as a diminished sense of self makes you easier to control and less likely to leave. One of the most insidious consequences is the formation of a trauma bond. This attachment is powerful and often addictive. It develops through cycles of abuse. Intermittent kindness and cruelty confuse the brain and strengthen the bond. You crave the good times, desperately hoping they'll return, and interpret small gestures of warmth as proof that the person can change, binding you more tightly to the toxic dynamic. It's a very difficult cycle to break. Breaking free from this cycle, however, begins with recognizing the patterns and accepting the painful reality of the manipulation. It requires acknowledging that the person you thought you knew, the person who initially swept you off your feet, was largely a facade designed to exploit your inherent goodness. This realization is often devastating, but it is the critical first step towards reclaiming your emotional sovereignty and beginning the long process of healing. Setting firm boundaries is absolutely crucial for protecting yourself from further emotional harm. This means clearly defining what you will and will not tolerate and consistently enforcing those limits, even when it feels incredibly difficult or goes against your natural inclination to be accommodating. Narcissists will test these boundaries relentlessly, so consistency and unwavering resolve are key to establishing and maintaining your personal safe space. Learning to detach emotionally is another vital step. This doesn't mean becoming heartless, but rather understanding that you cannot fix a narcissist with your empathy or love. Their issues are deeply ingrained personality traits, and your compassion, no matter how profound, will not heal their wounds. Detachment means emotionally stepping back, disengaging from their drama, and accepting that their behavior is about them, not a reflection of your worth. Seeking external support is paramount for healing and recovery. This includes confiding in trusted friends or family members who can offer validation and perspective, or even better, seeking professional help from a therapist specializing in narcissistic abuse. A good therapist can help you process the trauma, rebuild your self-esteem, and develop healthy coping mechanisms and strategies for moving forward in a way that truly empowers you. Ultimately, reclaiming your power means rediscovering your true self, rebuilding your self-esteem, and reconnecting with your authentic identity, free from the narcissist's distorting influence. It's about recognizing that your empathy is a gift, not a flaw, and learning to wield it wisely, protecting it from those who would exploit it. Your compassion is a beautiful strength, and understanding these manipulative dynamics is your most potent shield. Your empathy is a magnificent trait, a true human gift that allows for deep connection and kindness. Never let anyone convince you it's a weakness. Understanding the science behind this dynamic is not meant to make you jaded. It is meant to empower you with knowledge and with wisdom. Protect your incredible heart, learn to recognize the red flags, and always remember your inherent worth. You deserve relationships built on genuine respect and reciprocity, not manipulation. If you're watching this and realizing you've been in this cycle, I want you to take a deep breath. You're not alone, and you're certainly not crazy. Your empathy is a gift, not a weakness. You just need to learn who is worthy of receiving it. If this resonated with you, please leave a comment. Hearing your stories helps all of us feel a little less isolated. If you want to keep healing and learning with us, I'd love for you to subscribe and join our community. Take care of that incredible heart of yours. You're worth protecting. See you in the next one.